Hello, my name is Billy Husky, and today I'm going to teach you how to play roller derby. Now, roller derby is a high-paced contact sport played by two teams, each team having 5 members on the track at any time. The game is broken up into two 30-minute halves, also further broken down into 2-minute matchups called jams. Now, of the 10 people that are on the track at any given time, 2 of them are jammers, 1 for each team, and the other 8 are blockers. Now, the jammers are the only person on the track that can score points. Therefore, the blocker's goal is to make an area so their jammer can get through, while also at the same time ensuring that the opposing jammer stays back. Now, speaking of the jammer, they're the one with the star on their helmet. They start out behind the blockers, also known as the pack, and their goal is to get through the pack, around the track, and through the pack a second time. Every time beyond the first that they pass an opposing player, they get a point. So they pass, go around, do it again. Now, the pack's job is to ensure that their jammer gets through while also ensuring that the opposing jammer doesn't make it through. If they're able to keep the opposing jammer back, that's less points the opposing team can score. Now, they do this through different types of strategies that they come up with, and the person who leads that is the pivot, which is the person here in the center with the white stripe on their helmet. The pivot always has a stripe down the center of the helmet. Her job is at the beginning of the jam, before the whistles actually blow, is to talk with the team and come up with a strategy on how they're going to get their jammer through while keeping the opposing one back. Her job, or his, also is to, once the jam starts, to keep the pack together and on target. If for any reason the pack gets separated, their job is to bring it back, get everybody back where they're supposed to be, lined up, and back on schedule. Also, is to help the team not pull penalties. So with our refs in the center, we had typically anywhere between 4 and 8 refs on the floor at any given time. 2 for the jammers, 1 for each, and the rest to watch the pack, looking for low blocks, elbows, headbutts, anything that can pull a penalty. Now, if you do pull a penalty, the ref will send you directly to the penalty box, which looks like this: 3 chairs for each team. Now, as you can see, this jammer's already made her way there. The way it works is depending on the penalty, depends on how long you're in the penalty box for. And there can be a line due to the fact there's only 3 seats each. And that's so the entire team cannot be in the penalty box at one time. But beyond those basics, the equipment is what's probably next important. These are your skates, also known as quads. As you can see, the wheels have a special little design to them. They have a cut going down the center of them, which what this does is this increases traction so that when you're going around the corners you don't slide as much. Also, as you're stepping in and out, skating around other bodies, it gives you more control. The helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, wrist guards, and mouth guard is everything else that is required. You're not allowed to skate if you're missing any one of those items. Those are all the major points of impact if you were to fall. Now, that sounds a little terrifying, but the pads are there and they do their job well. The helmet and mouth guard, though, I believe, are probably 2 of the most crucial pieces to the setup, due to the fact that you always want to keep your cranium protected. There's constant impact with other people's helmets. There's constant impact with elbows that accidentally fly when somebody falls. It can happen. But beyond that, the basics for roller derby and playing the game itself. So the game is always played in a counterclockwise direction. There are 2 starting lines, 1 for the pack and 1 for the jammers. Once the first whistle blows, the pack takes off. The second whistle blows, the jammers take off and attempt to get their way through the pack. As you can see here, this shows where the refs will be standing. Typically, the jammer refs will always follow directly beside their jammer. They will skate the entire inside of the lap, following their one specific jammer around. Where the other refs will typically stay just about the center and keep their eye on the pack, and keeping their eye on their jammer too if needed. So it starts, as you can see here in the first figure, the jammers take off, or the pack takes off, jammers take off. The jammers come up behind. The jammers make it through by figure 3 here. And by figure 4, you can see that the pink jammer is ahead of the purple jammer. And by figure 5, the pink jammer scored 4 points by passing the pack. And thus we go to the scoreboard. The scoreboard keeps track of how much time is left in this half, how much time is left in the jam, if we're in the first half or the second half, plus the scores, plus it typically has a penalty timer, so that way you know when your people are coming out of the penalty box, thus you can go ahead and judge your strategy for it. Now, if you've heard anything about roller derby before, this is probably something you've heard of. This is called the whip. This is something that a blocker will do for the jammer. Stick an arm back and basically takes all their momentum and gives it to the jammer, sending the jammer flying around the track. It increases their speed greatly, thus giving them a big advantage. Something else you can do while skating is leaping. You can jump over the edge of the track as long as you don't go out of bounds. You can jump between people. The only problem is that once you jump, you're committed to a direction, which sometimes in roller derby can be hazardous. If for some reason you jump and you hit somebody before you touch the ground, that is a major penalty. Now, here's something fun about roller derby, is everybody gets a derby name. For example, here we have Win Some, Bruise Some. I've skated with people named like Tucker Punch, Two Tsunami, Mardi Gras, Abe Froman, the Loch Ness Tomster. The names are an extra fun part of you get that second personality when you're skating. Also, roller derby's had a bad reputation. Everyone thinks that everyone's angry and fighting. Roller derby, I have to say, is one of the more friendly sports. Yeah, when you're on the track and you're contact, impact, it happens. But off the track, everyone are best of friends typically. Here I have a picture depicted just for a bonus. This is some of the old team that I used to skate with. I just want to send a thank you out for you paying attention to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned a little bit about roller derby. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you and have a great day.